Welcome to The Explainer. So there's a pretty big shift happening in daytime news. We're talking about a veteran anchor, Bill Hemmer, stepping away from a show he actually helped create, America's Newsroom. And today we're going to dig into why this is so much more than just a simple host swap. This is really a calculated move, and it could totally redefine a network's morning strategy.
All right, let's dive right in. On the surface, this might just look like one anchor changing jobs. Simple, right? But if you look a little closer, this move tells you a whole lot about the network's priorities and really how it's trying to adapt in this crazy media world. It's a very deliberate pivot, and we're going to break down exactly what it all means.
Okay, so first things first, let's just lay out the basic change. What is actually happening here, both on our screens and, behind the scenes?
So the whole thing really revolves around Bill Hemmer. I mean, this guy's been a fixture on the show forever, and he's stepping aside from his co-anchor role. And who's coming in? Dana Perino. This creates a completely new on-air partnership, and you can bet it's designed to shake things up a bit.
And we're not talking about just any show here. The program at the heart of all this, America's Newsroom, is an absolute cornerstone of the network's morning lineup. It's this 2-hour powerhouse, right? It really sets the tone for the entire day and has built up this incredibly loyal audience over the years.
Now, to really get why this is such a big deal, you have to understand Bill Hemmer's role at the network. His history isn't just tied to this one show. It's practically woven into the DNA of the channel itself.
I mean, just think about this for a second. Hemmer has been sitting in that anchor chair since the show started, way back in 2007. He's not just some host they hired, he's basically a founding father of the program. So after more than 15 years? Yeah, pulling him out of that specific role is a huge seismic shift. And his influence? Oh, it went way beyond just reading a teleprompter. He was a major player in actually shaping the conversations on the channel. He used his platform to interview and, frankly, to elevate many of the network's most important voices. But here's the thing. His brand isn't just about what he does in the studio. What truly sets him apart, and this is really key to his next chapter, is his work out in the field. I mean, his on-the-ground reporting, that's what tells the real story. This quote you see here, it just perfectly captures his value to the network. It talks about an unwavering commitment, not just to reporting the news, but to delivering in-depth news, right from the front lines of conflict and crisis. Take his recent reporting, for instance. It brought viewers right into one of the most complex conflicts in the world. He wasn't just sitting in a studio talking about the humanitarian crisis in Gaza. No, he was actually in Gaza, reporting from an aid distribution site in Rafah. That gives you a perspective you just can't get anywhere else. And you know what? That field reporter's mindset, it doesn't just turn off when he gets back to the studio in New York. He brings that exact same demand for evidence and rigor to all of his interviews, always challenging narratives and pushing for more clarity. A perfect example of this? His interview with author Michael Wolff. He didn't just sit there and accept the claims being made. Nope, he critically evaluated them right there on air. It was a masterclass in his role as a journalistic gatekeeper, somebody who demands a thorough look at the facts. Okay, so we've got a good handle on who Bill Hemmer is and what he brings to the table. So now let's zoom out. What does this one single move signal about the network's bigger strategy and, well, its next chapter? See, a change like this creates a massive ripple effect. It impacts everything from the on-air vibe to the network's long-term goals. So let's actually break down what those impacts are. All right, let's really dig into this chart. First, programming. The idea here is to create an invigorating dynamic, right? Freshen things up a bit. Then, strategy. Now, this is crucial. Hemmer isn't going anywhere. His continued influence suggests the network is basically doubling down on his brand of serious, boots-on-the-ground journalism. And that connects directly to the audience. It really feels like the network is making a clear play for viewers who want more than just hot takes. They want deep, fact-based reporting. So I think the biggest takeaway here is that this is a redeployment, not a retirement. Hemmer's incredible experience is being used in a new, strategic way. It's a huge signal, but his style of journalism is absolutely central to the network's future, even if his day-to-day role is changing. At the end of the day, this whole story really leaves us with a fascinating question, doesn't it? It just goes to show how the journey of one single journalist, their credibility, their focus, can actually come to define and even reshape the entire identity of a massive news network. As this new chapter unfolds, we're going to see just how much one person's shift can really alter the whole landscape.